Congratulations! You have graduated from high school and 3 years into dental school. It's free to stay indoors and binge watch TV all day. And now, school is starting it. Wait, what?
How I regained passion to learning from remote. And this is what I wish I knew before I went to dental school.
Yes, welcome to my life. Hello, I'm Priscilla and I'm a third-year dental student and senior at University of Florida Online. Let's first travel back into high school where ACT preps and GPA was literally the whole world of my life. I have no idea what I wanted to do and the crippling anxiety of everyone having good grades. When I now think back on high school, I have no idea what I was doing. Somehow this memory just poofed and disappeared. It's just 6 years ago, but I feel like I don't connect with my past self.
One night, I was staring at a blank screen with the blinking cursor and wondering what college will accept me.
And oh yes, of course there are tons of mental breakdowns, having no idea what I want to do in the future. I wanted to become a fashion designer, interior designer, architect, dentist, a medic, a celebrity, a person who just travels the world, or vet.
Every day during March, the college decision releasing season, I played a slot machine on the mailbox, waiting anxiously for my acceptance letters. So then where do I end up in?
I ended up in the University of California at San Diego. During my first semester, I was just taking my GEs.
In my free time, I spent hours googling the salaries of different majors and browsing the catalogs
and fantasizing my life be like if I'm in computer science, economics, chemistry, biochem, or cognitive behavior neuroscience.
And still don't know what to pick.
After 3/4 of taking calculus, chemistry, English, and psych classes, I have no idea how my brain got struck by the lightning.
I've decided to move to Spain for what? A seemingly promising career.
For my transfer to dental school, I have arrived in Spain like Christopher Columbus. He went to America, but I went to Spain. I decided to explore Spain, and it's the opposite of him. When I first arrived to dental school, I figured out that my insecurity and lack of independent anxiety does not come from having a job that gives me stable income. In Europe, dental schools are 5 years, and in Canada and the States, it is 4 plus 4, meaning that 4 years of undergraduate and 4 years of postgraduate. I cannot just choose a job because I like only a little aspect of it. For example, if I want to read other people's mind, I will study psychology. If I like art and science, I want to study dentistry. You get the point. For example, in dentist, one downside is that our spine will have many occupational pains if we don't pay attention to our posture. I entered dental school or medical school just because of the money, and I don't like studying bioanatomy and physiology or pathology. I have a hard time memorizing those information. Although having passion and liking a subject is a good place for me to start finding what major I would like to study in, I will have to take into account all the other realities and dimensions that this industry has. I ended up with many regretful decisions without making a thorough and multidisciplinary study of this subject. Some time had passed by after the first year of studying in dental school, and it is not that hard as I think. I had so much free time and it was a little bit too guilty to have too much free time because I studied physiology as my science course in University of California at San Diego, and some of those knowledge transferred to first year's dental school. I thought of starting my YouTube channel and I applied to University of Florida Online, so that's why I have 2 degrees now. Not to be flattering or signaling that how efficient or smart I am, this is just how I have ended up with my choices in life. So nothing has to be that black and white with choosing just one job. I live many lives and have many chance and time to try many things. And then the fourth one is I kind of bombed my biochemistry test, so what I've learned from that experience was that I need to be willing to adjust and improve my studying strategy and know what works for my taste. Because everybody have their own studying style and you just do you, don't copy other people. A man with a hammer sees every problem as a nail. We want to use our brain as a Swiss knife, to use the right tool and studying method for each different type of subject. For example, anatomy and biochemistry and physiology have different logics. And then the next one is that a medic dental look. This job just gives people a prestige look. And another year went by and then the Rona came along. Went to Taiwan to finish my online classes and spent my summer there. New friends that I met at church and intern jobs, they looked at me with a mental look. They're like, oh, you're a dentist, you must earn a lot of money in the future. It kind of felt nice at the beginning, but later on I'm like, why do people give dentists this prestige look? It's probably because studying seems so hard from the outside, and a lot of money can be earned from this field of study.
Feels kind of cringe, like, I'm not showing off right now, I'm so smart and I study psychology and dentistry at the same time. I'm not sure what's the fine line between bragging and just telling people who I am. I feel the philosophical question for socializing in life.
And I had to go back to Spain on my own during the Panini just to continue my school. It was one of the most devastating dark ages of my life, and facing such a downturn of waves of emotions and starting the school year was like that. It was very, very painful. Apparently September 5th was the day that he told me that he dated a girlfriend, and I really wanted to accept it, but I couldn't, and no idea how to handle this emotional pain. First love is the most painful and most fun one. There were some life-ending thoughts because I didn't know how to handle my negative emotions. It feels like I was just locked in a box. When I went back to dental school, it was even harder sometimes to get out of bed, to drag myself to practicals. I have been procrastinating learning the lesson of letting go for 2 years. Reflecting from now, it has been almost close to a year. This year has been so tough to go through, and conquering myself with handling emotions and knowing I have the ability to be mindful and control my own desires and emotions and climb back up from this trench. My grades dropped significantly during this semester. Effort that I put into my life seems like just disappearing into the void.
So, first time failing a test in life, this is what it feels like. Grades have dropped pretty much since last semester, and I don't know. Post-traumatic growth, I'm coming for you. Now, mental health and learning has been really hard.
So the first thing that I've learned is that I need to develop a coping mechanism for letting go and dealing with stress, anxiety, and negative emotions. I've learned this therapy called dialectical behavior therapy. It teaches mindfulness, emotional regulation, distress tolerance, and interpersonal skills in a really course and skill-like format. It took around 3 months for me to grasp those skills completely. To this point now, I can use my own mental capabilities and mindfulness to bring myself out of the anxiety and things has to pass. Bye-bye, past self.
I began to fall in love with painting, reading, and taking notes on Remnote with a kindling curiosity.
If I have the courage to face those emotions, the tunnel of light will come at me, and the post-traumatic growth will be so powerful that I can now sit here and share this story to you. I stopped gaslighting in myself and accept my emotions without judgment. And negative emotions are also a part of life. I learned to be grateful that I have the ability to feel negative emotions because I have once loved so hard that I find something so hard to say goodbye and let go. Now thinking back, I still have tears in my eyes and walk in my memory palace of things that happened together. It is a part of me, and there's no way that I can forget it because I'm such a deep emotional person.
Fly and set myself free from my ruminating thoughts.
Let's find a way to bring this video back positive again. This is way too sad, man. So the 7th one is that you don't get a typical university experience. This took me quite a while to realize because I stick to the same group of students for 5 years. Since we all have the same classes, we all learn the same thing. So how can it be possible that we have a typical university experience with people from diverse majors? And then the next point that I have learned is that dexterity is developed. When I had an orthodontist put on my braces for me, I'm like, whoa, how do they be so fast with their skills of being so stable? Dexterity is trained throughout the practical classes. This was during my 3rd year of dental school with working the fake heads in the clinic. Although I oil painted for 10 years, I only used my right hand in oil painting. I don't use my left hand, so it was just shaking when I was filling the teeth. And the next one is that I wish that I can be more detail oriented because there's so much little tiny grooves and ridges in those molars and premolars. And then the next one is communication and business skills are very important in dentistry because we might open our own clinic or have difficulties explaining hard concepts that we learned in school that we found easy to patients if they want to know the pathogenesis. Having those explanations is a hard act of creativity. And then the next point is that everything is beyond monetary rewards. I do dentistry for partly because of the money, I will admit that. But beyond that, helping the patient and really relieving their pain and seeing them smile, that really brings me joy, and that is the most satisfying part of those health services. I really doubt my decision of choosing dentistry as my major career. I have already spent 3 years in this degree, and if I just give up, it would be a sunken cost left behind, and I think I will regret when I face my pain. It is where the truth is. So the final decision is that I will be taking a gap year from dental school and focusing on graduating my psychology degree and running this YouTube channel. I'm now in much of a happier place, and I have learned to put my mental health in place. It took some vulnerability to show some of my stories, and I don't want to portray my life as perfect. Go through traumas, I cry. The most important thing is that we all stand up and support each other and continue the journey of life. So here are some other videos to watch to polish your study and note-taking techniques for the upcoming school year. So remember that happiness is a choice and a skill to be learned, just like I did throughout this journey. Thank you so much for watching, and I really appreciate you spending your 10 minutes or so to watch this video, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye!